In a time before memory, on a continent slumbering in its primeval dawn, the human story was but a whisper, carried on the slow, patient currents of existence. Life was a journey without a destination, borne upon the back of nature itself, drifting through a world not yet theirs to command. But in the graveyard of a giant, a seed of curiosity was sown, a silent testament to a power that once was, and a question that had never before been asked. The old order was absolute in this kingdom of tooth and claw. They were merely scavengers, taking what was left, fleeing from the masters of the plains. A gaze shifts for the first time. It is not just seeing, but observing, a mind stirring, beginning to connect the patterns of the world. This ancient creature, once a mere vessel, now becomes a subject of contemplation, a bridge between the world they knew and a world they could begin to imagine. A tentative touch, an interaction born not of instinct, but of a dawning awareness. A silent pact is formed, a shared journey undertaken with newfound purpose. Fear gives way to wonder. The eyes that once darted in search of threats now fix upon the horizon, searching for possibilities. And in that gaze, the future of a species is conceived, a departure from the endless cycle of survival, towards a path of their own making. Slowly, a new confidence takes root. The upright posture is not just a physical change, it is the dawn of a new perspective, a declaration of intent. They move together, no longer a scattered group, but a unit bound by shared experience and unspoken understanding. The first society begins to coalesce. The world, once an overwhelming force, now appears as a landscape of opportunity. A river is not just a barrier, but a path, a challenge, but one that can be met. The joy of the collective laughter, a sound never before heard on these plains, echoes as a testament to their growing social bonds. Riding with purpose now, they are no longer passive passengers, they are explorers, pioneers on the verge of a discovery that will change everything. The memory of the mammoth returns, not as a symbol of nature's power, but as a catalyst for their own. The mind replays the image, searching for its hidden potential. With arms outstretched, one among them embraces the vastness, a gesture of aspiration, a silent promise to the son of the dominion to come. The riverbank becomes a threshold. They are poised between two worlds, the ancient world of instinct, and the new world of intellect that is about to be born. The water splashes, a baptism into a new state of being. The thrill of discovery courses through them, washing away the inertia of millennia. The tribe looks on, their expressions a mixture of awe and dawning realization. The actions of one can ignite the potential of all. They cross the river, a symbolic act of leaving the familiar shore behind. On the other side lies not just new land, but a new way of life. A fish leaps. Nature offers its bounty, but soon, they will learn not just to receive, but to take, to hunt, to master, to provide. With determined strides, they disembark. Each footstep on this new ground is heavier, imbued with the weight of a conscious decision. They are a tribe now, moving with a shared rhythm. The individual has found strength in the collective, and the collective has found its purpose. A look of profound contemplation, the face of a being caught between what it was and what it is becoming. The storm of thought gathers behind the eyes. He looks to the sky, not in prayer, but perhaps in the first glimmer of abstract thought, contemplating a world beyond the immediate. The group follows, their movements mirroring a nascent leader's social structure, born from necessity and trust, begins to take form. They return to the monolith of bone. The awe remains, but it is now tempered with analysis. The mind begins to deconstruct, to see not a skeleton, but a resource. A new boldness. One approaches a tree, not for shelter, but to test its properties. The world is becoming a laboratory for their burgeoning intellect. The touch is no longer tentative, it is an active inquiry. Can this be broken? Can it be shaped? Can it serve a purpose imagined in the mind? Together, they lay hands upon the remains. A collective understanding passes between them without a word. The raw materials of destiny are within their grasp. With a shared grunt, a primal cry of effort, they wrench a tusk from the skull. They are not just taking from the dead, they are inheriting its strength. This object, impossibly heavy, is the first great burden of progress. It requires the strength of many, cementing the necessity of cooperation. Using the tusk as a lever, they unearth more of their prize. Simple machines, the children of logic, are born from this struggle. And now, the great leap. A stone in hand, an idea in the mind. The connection is made. Force, applied with precision, can alter the state of things. The first strike, a percussive sound that is not of nature, but of will. Each blow is a thought made manifest, chipping away at the old world to create the new. The bone, once a symbol of life's end, is violently repurposed in the crucible of survival. The first tools are forged, extensions of the human will. Concentration deepens. This is the birth of craft, of technology, a mind that can envision a future need, guiding hands to shape the present. Triumph, they hold aloft the instruments of their new power. The tusks are not just tools, they are scepters, symbols of a new dominion. The pack animals appear, driven by an instinct as old as time, the ancient predators of the plains, sensing a challenge to their reign. But the prey is no longer timid, they carry their inventions with a heavy resolve, their march no longer a retreat, but an advance. The hyenas gather, a wall of primal fury, they are the embodiment of the world that was, a world governed by brute strength alone. Under the shade of a tree, the tribe waits. The sweat on their skin is not just from the heat, but from the chilling anticipation of the conflict to come. They are outnumbered, the odds are impossible, but they possess something new in the history of life, technology, and the courage to wield it. The beasts approach, their snarls tearing at the silence. It is a moment of truth, a clash between two epochs. One rises, a lone figure, armed with the ghost of a giant. He is the champion of a new age, facing down the demons of the past. The eyes lock in them, we see not the terror of prey, but the cold, hard focus of a thinking predator. The hunter has been born. The charge, an explosion of dust and fury, but the attack is met, not with flight, but with a calculated strike that shatters the charge. The tribe joins the fray. It is chaos, but it is organized chaos, each member a part of a larger strategy, a symphony of coordinated violence. With bone and tusk, they carve out a space for themselves in the world, pushing back against the encroaching darkness. This is the first turning of the tide. They fight as one body, with one mind. The power of the individual, amplified by the unity of the group, a formula for conquest is discovered. The beasts, for the first time, taste a defeat they cannot comprehend. They are driven back, not by a greater strength, but by a greater mind. Victory exhausted, but standing tall, they have not just survived, they have conquered. The world will never look the same again. They walk now with the long, confident strides of victors. The sun on their backs feels different, like a crown. And with this new security, comes a new kind of discovery. The search is no longer for scraps, but for sustenance, for the sweet rewards of their labor. A fig tree, laden with fruit, a paradise earned through intellect and courage, a safe harbor in the harsh wilderness. One climbs, his movements agile, and sure. The act of gathering is no longer frantic, but deliberate, a simple act of provision for the community. The first taste is not just of sweetness, but of security. It is the taste of a future where hunger is not a constant companion. Under the shade of the tree, they share the bounty. The act of eating becomes a ritual, a quiet celebration of their shared success, reinforcing the bonds of the tribe. A child reaches for a fruit, another small gesture that speaks volumes. A new generation will be born into a world made safer by the deeds of the old. The simple pleasure of a meal, shared in peace, this is the foundation upon which all civilization will be built. As birds feast on the same tree, a balance is observed. They have not yet sought to dominate nature, but to find their own secure place within it. From a distance, the scene is idyllic, a small circle of beings, creating an island of order and peace in the vast, wild expanse. This is the birth of home, not a place, but a feeling, the safety and belonging found in the presence of one's own kind. With bellies full and the immediate danger past, a new energy emerges, an energy not for survival, but for expression. A leap into the water, an act of pure, unadulterated joy. It serves no purpose but to feel, to experience, to live in the moment. The tribe follows, their laughter mingling with the splashing water. This is the birth of play, the foundation of culture, art, and everything that makes us human. They are no longer just surviving the world, they are beginning to enjoy it, to find beauty and delight in the elements. A deep breath, a plunge into the cool water. It is a moment of release, of freedom from the relentless pressure of existence. And so, from the crucible of the savannah, a new being was forged, looking out at a world that was, and would forever be, changed.